50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Hello? Hey, it's me. I mean us. I mean you. What? I'm you calling from the future. Well, one of many possible futures. What? Like the last Spider-Man movie. Okay, I'll buy that. But how are you calling me? Well, the iPhone 17 lets you make one call to the past. Oh, that's cool. All right, listen, this is important. You need to pay attention and write this down, okay? No problem. Some not so very good things are going to happen, and we need to be ready for them. Here, take a look at this. The bears are going to take over the world? Oh my gosh, what is it, Planet of the Bears or something? No. The bear's a metaphor. Scary to the point of being unbelievable, something we've never seen before, and something most of us are not prepared for. So, what is going on? Whether you realize it or not, the bear of skyrocketing food prices, shortages, and very soon, government-controlled rationing has one paw already inside your front door. Nah, I'm not worried about it. We live like a mile from the grocery store. We can get food or baby formula anytime we want. Here, take a look at these. Dang, that doesn't look good. Well, what should we do? What do you need to do? Start a garden. No problem. I already grow all my own vegetables. Show me. Growing a garden is just one piece of your food puzzle. Whether you grow, buy, hunt, trade, or forage for it, your goal is to provide enough calories for everyone in your family to survive. I think I'm pretty well set with food here. And really, how much of your total food you're going to produce yourself depends on one thing: resources. How much space, time, money, and effort are you willing to put into growing a garden? The very first thing you need to do before you even start planting is to have 30 to 60 days of food and water on hand for your family. That's about the minimum amount of time it'll take between planting and harvesting for some crops. Now, to figure out how much space you have, draw a plan. You don't need a degree in art or an expensive software program to draw a rough sketch of your landscape and garden plan. If you have the original survey from when you bought your house, make a copy of it and use it as a starting point. If not, just make a rough sketch of the footprint of your home or go into Google Earth, do a screenshot, and trace around that. What you want to do is draw in the existing landscape features, the planned garden areas, indicate which way is north, and make a note of any shady or poorly drained areas. Grow what you're able to maintain. Remember, a small, well-tended garden will produce much better than a large, untended garden that's chock full of weeds. Grow what you'll eat. The best survival crop in the world won't do you any good if you just won't eat it. Make sure to use heirloom seeds. That way you can save the seeds and grow them again next season. To figure out how much you need to grow, 2,000 calories a day per person is a good baseline. There are 17 key nutrients that you really need to survive: potassium, fiber, protein, calcium, iron, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, folate, zinc, vitamins A, B6, B12, C, D, E, and K. Alright, here's my top 25 survival crops and their key characteristics. I'll show you how much to plant per person to feed each person fully throughout the year. And I've listed this out in either how long of a road you need per person or how many square foot garden grids you need per person. sure glad you called. I'm going to get started right away. I won't let you down. We're counting on you. Wait a minute, I forgot to tell you about the squirrels.